Welcome, welcome. Thanks for being here. I am excited to share about Charm Divination Dispatch. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. Hey, welcome. It's nice to see you. Thanks for being here. I'm here to share about the Charm Divination Dispatch, and I would love to answer any questions you have about mail clubs in general, including starting a mail club, the things that I have found to be most useful when creating mine, and any other things I can do to support, and also any questions you have about the mail club that I have. I'm happy to answer those as well. Charm Divination Dispatch was started in December, and this month is all about self-love and self-love Shenanigans, which is a book that is available on my TikTok shop. I actually wrote it a couple of years ago. It's oh, I see. It's a #1 bestseller, and now I understand what I did, Vanderveer. I said where it was a #1 bestseller. That's what I did wrong. I said it was a #1 bestseller, and I said where it was a #1 bestseller, and that is what I did wrong. Oh my goodness, I figured it out. You just have to watch every little word you say. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for being here. Charm Divination Dispatch was launched in December, and we are putting all the pieces together for the Self-Love Shenanigans episode or edition that will go out around the 24th of February. And it is all inspired by a book that I wrote a couple of years ago. And this adorable little 18-karat gold-plated charm, look, this is part of the mail club. So it comes mounted on this little card, which has the meaning of the charm if you want to use it for divination purposes on the back. But that's not all that you get. You also receive a charm formation card, a postcard, which has lots of room to write, and a letter. There is going to be an activity included, and a second activity you'll be able to access via QR code on the back. So if founding member status would be of interest to you, or you can get additional things, for example, original artwork from me and some other perks, like one of the things that I'll be doing is all of the founding members will be put into a pool, and one of them will win a free copy of this book, which is available on the TikTok shop, and a free one will go to one of the founding members this month. So I like to do original artwork and various other fun things for founding members, because it is them that makes this mail club possible. And we've already had 2 really great months, but I really feel like every month I get better at it. Every month I become more agile in figuring all the little pieces out. If you have a mail club, let me know in the comments, because we could definitely dish about like what's gone on about it. So this is available in the TikTok shop, and one of my founding members will receive it free, signed copy. Very proud of it. I wrote it 2 years ago, and then I was sort of taken out of commission for all things work. And so I didn't really talk much about it after that. And I realized that if this is going to be about self-love, this book came out on Valentine's Day 2 years ago. So if this is going to be about self-love, it's got to be about self-love Shenanigans, because self-love, self-worth, it's all wrapped up together, and it's an important conversation. here at Destiny Charm Divination, we're all about charm divination. And it's about being able to use charms to tune into your intuition. And the more love you have for yourself, the more confidence you have in yourself, the more faith and trust you give yourself, the stronger your intuition. And that is no joke. So that is what I want to talk about today. I started the Mail Club because I really wanted to be able to create something that could offer something higher end than what I can put into the scoops. So the scoops have lots of fun stuff. Like I just added these. I mean, I just have to shout this out. Look how adorable and big and beautiful this Monstera leaf is. This just got added in the restock that I did live the other day, this week. And it's a beautiful charm. This got added. This is perfect for this time of year. Look, it's like glittery. So we have some beautiful, wonderful charms. We have crystals in the charm scoops that come in all different shapes and types. Little adorable duckies. I mean, how cute is that? This just got added to the scoop this week as well. So did these. These remind me of like coffee. Like what color do you take your coffee? Because each one has a different marbling to it, and they're all like lighter and darker coffee, like as you're mixing your coffee up. So the charm scoops, please don't let me minimize them. They have great stuff in them. Here are two other ones that were added recently. This bunny, oh my gosh, look, a bunny with an umbrella. I mean, I feel like that is adorable. So wonderful, wonderful charms in the scoops, but I wanted to have an elevated option because there are so many charms that I have to pass up to add to the scoops because of their price point. You know, I got to keep it affordable for the scoops. And so I thought I could do a charm club where the charms that are highlighted are elevated and they just give you an opportunity to add something just a little bit more special to your collection. And it is very specifically chosen, and it is a whole month dedicated to one charm. So you know it had to be a special one for me to select it. And then the charm inspires all the fun stuff that go along with it, like the postcard, the affirmation card, the activities that come along with it. And it's also all about building your intuition, but also your inner child should have some fun too. And so I love to use these multicolored stickers for your name so that you can have a fun experience when you get it in the mail and you say, this isn't a bill, this is some happiness, this is some whimsy, some magic. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Vanderveer says, I'd love to hear more about your painting process and how you choose your designs. Oh, that's great, how you chose your designs. Vanderveer Art Studio is an artist, also a Mail Club person, has a great Mail Club, really beautiful watercolors. But this is actually my original work, the background of the postcard. So not the heart and not the text. That's, I added on Canva after I scanned it in. But yeah, so I did the background and it's abstract. I've just started doing watercolor this year. I consider myself a creative person, but more in writing or, you know, making up songs or making up words to songs that already exist to annoy my husband. But I was gifted some watercolor stuff in my stocking this year, and Vanderveer is my sister and a watercolor artist. And so I got really inspired to start doing some watercolor. And so this is an abstract, and it's really just like a meditative process of choosing the colors and the shapes. And how I did this was I blocked off different sections with a straight edge. I filled each one with colors that I felt were inspired, not exactly but inspired by the colors in the cover of the book. So you can see like they don't match. It's not matchy, but the yellows, the pinks, the blues. And then I just went to town with shapes. And I tried to make it so that it wasn't perfect. I wasn't going for perfect. I really wanted something that was just meditative and intuitive and was created in the moment from my heart and my hand. My brain wanted to make it perfect. So it was also an opportunity for release from the outcome. And I had to trust the process, let me tell you, because when you do watercolor, I am learning, every layer has its own personality. And so it does not look the same at the beginning as it does at the end. And so there's definitely some faith and trust, which goes right into the idea of trusting your intuition, your heart, your soul, yourself. So the self-love piece goes right into that as well. And I really enjoyed making it. I've actually already started on Marches, and that is going to be another abstract type, but a little less abstract, and same thing, just very intuitive, quiet moment of reflection as I created it. So thank you for that question. That's a great question. Let's take a look at the Charmformation card. I have a whole Charmformation deck that is focused on inner wisdom and intuition. And so I thought I would add a card to the mail club that is specifically for the charm of the month and that will never be in one of the decks. When all is said and done, I think I'm going to have like 8 decks, and that's just as of right now. There could end up being more, because every time I do a one charm pull, I have an affirmation that comes with it oftentimes, and that's another card. And it just keeps creating and creating and creating and creating. And so this affirmation card is for this month. And based on this particular charm, I love myself unconditionally because I'm a powerful creator just as I am. Let me read that again. I love myself unconditionally because I am a powerful creator just as I am. And I want to tell you that this specific affirmation came to me like out of a dream state one night. In the middle of the night, I woke up and it came to my mind. Have you ever wanted to remind yourself of something in the middle of the night, like the most wonderful idea or a solution to a problem, and you send yourself an email or a text, and when you wake up in the morning, you can't really read it because you were typing in the dark without your glasses on, half awake, and your fingers did not do the talking the way that you meant them to. So you have to kind of reinterpret what message you sent yourself and hopefully get it right. But this I was so careful with because I did not want to mess it up. And I feel like every word was so intentional. And so for this Charmformation card, that's the affirmation. And then on the back is an action you can take to bring that affirmation and the meaning of the charm into your life in a more active way, a more on purpose kind of way. So this card alone is so powerful as an addition to the mail club because it has an affirmation and it has an action you can take. And then we also have an activity that I create specifically for the mail club. And this month I have 2. This one specifically for the mail club. It's a self-love scavenger hunt. And then there's another one that you'll be able to access on the back here with a QR code that will give you a self-love assessment. So yeah, I love that too, Vanderveer, how it goes with the watercolor. It really, it's almost like too perfect the way that it is coming together. and bringing all the different pieces together. So I get to play with stickers on the envelopes, and I get to play with trinkets and charms as the charm of the month, and I get to play with art for the postcard, and I get to create my own affirmation card, which was, this was a goal and a wish from the very first day that I started Destiny Charm Divination and opened my TikTok shop, because I was including an affirmation card in with the TikTok shop orders, and I thought every time I fulfilled an order, I thought, I wish these were mine. I wish I had my own. And so in 2025, I founded this company, and I was able to put these out in the first year, which I'm super proud of, because creating your own card deck, if you've ever done that, is not a small task. It is not a small task. And so, like, the fact that, like, all the little pieces of this are super special to me, and I really think that they're so great. And then the self-love scavenger hunt, this was an idea. You know, I see people doing scavenger hunts in mail clubs, so it's not an original idea, but having it be about self-love for yourself. So a selfie that you truly love, like a selfie that you think you look great in. That's one of the items on the scavenger hunt. And something soft or comforting. That's one of the, because something soft or comforting really, like, makes you feel good. So that's another one. So there are definitely a lot of thought that goes into this edition and every edition. And I feel like every month, as I look at the months we've had, I feel like this month is my favorite so far. And I hope that's going to be true every month going forward. That the current month is the favorite month. I really, really hope that that's the way it goes. So I thought that I actually added the Self-Love Shenanigans book to the TikTok shop. I tried to add it to the live, but there wasn't a way to do that. And I think it's because it's too new. Like, they may not let you do it same day or right away. But I would love to give you some quotes from the book if you would like to hear them. So if you'd like to hear some quotes from Self-Love Shenanigans book, give me a comment and let me know, and I'd be happy to read you some of the book. This book was written from a very playful place, and so the way it is written, the writing style is very playful, a little bit tongue-in-cheek. I wanted to take a very serious topic, self-love, confidence, self-worth, and I wanted to make it fun. And so that's why it's something really big and important, self-love, but it's also shenanigans. And my main company name, which I've had for over 10 years as a professional coach, actually close to 20 now, oh my goodness, is called I Woke Up Awesome. And so having that word awesome in there is also very intentional. It's also very, very intentional. I got a yes. I only need one. You don't have to beg. Okay, let's go. So here is, this book has, let's see, I dedicated it to my husband. And there's a lot of, let's see, there's 14 chapters. Most of it is about you. And then I realized when I was almost done with the book that I hadn't really written about how your self-love can impact other people's, your relationships with other people. So I actually added that chapter really late in the game, because I realized, you know, when we have low self-worth and low self-love, it can really impact our relationships, and not in a good way. So there is, let's just go to chapter 1. So here's chapter 1, wake up and smell the awesome. And I don't know how Copyright stuff works with reading stuff online, but since this is my work and I wrote it, I think it is not a problem. And so we start off really strong. Be weird. It's your superpower. Being weird is a superpower. First, let me just say that you may be reacting to the word weird, weirdo. Maybe you were called a weirdo and it left you feeling like this is a negative label or a bad word. Maybe you've been trained in the don't be weird business school. Whatever beliefs you have about the word weird, I want to reframe them. I see being weird as a good thing. To me, it's a compliment or something to strive for. We all have something weird about us, whether it's a quirky laugh, an obsession with collecting stamps, a love for wearing mismatched socks. We all have things about us that make us unique. Another fancy word for weird is idiosyncrasies, which is loosely defined as small quirks that only you embody. Growing up, I did my best to fit in and always seemed to miss the mark somehow. I was too loud. My sense of humor was cornier than everyone else's. I wasn't cool. You probably have your own list. It turns out these were actually not the problem at all. The problem was I didn't own my weirdness. Have you ever noticed that people that have confidence to be different are loved, even revered? It's because our differences are our superpower when we own them proudly. When you embrace your quirks, I'm so glad you love story time. When you embrace your quirks and let your true self shine through, you become magnetic. Most people will be drawn to your confidence and authenticity, your self-assuredness. You're not trying to be anyone else. You're simply being yourself, and that's incredibly attractive. Don't believe me? Look at some of the most successful and well-known people in the world. Take Lady Gaga, for example. She's known for her over-the-top fashion choices, her unique stage performances, and her one-of-a-kind personality. She's weird. She's quirky. And she's undeniably awesome. And because she's true to herself, she has amassed a huge following of fans who adore her for who she is. Not only does she own who she is unapologetically, she gives others the permission to do the same. So be weird. It may even inspire others to be weird too. You may not be quite convinced yet to own your weird, and that's okay. Growing up, individuality was frowned on. School society required you fit in. And to do that, you had to avoid standing out. The truth is, conformity was created to control. In the 8 different schools I attended between first grade and senior year, I observed that the most unique and self-expressed students were the most outcast and bullied in every school I attended. Was this true at your school? How about your job, your neighborhood, your clubs? As I grew my self-love and confidence, I really let my weird flag fly, and I noticed something interesting. I have more opportunities to do the things I love than ever before, and I'm paid more money for doing them. But more importantly, I really love who I am, and I enjoy my own company. Unleash your inner weirdo. Embrace your unique self. Now that we've established that being weird is a good thing, it's time to start embracing your inner weirdo. Here are a few tips to get you started. 1. Embrace your quirks. What are the things about you that you hide from others for fear of judgment? I want to share a secret with you. That judgment comes from a place of jealousy or shame. They may resent you for being better at something than they are, or resent themselves for not being willing to live a self-expressed life. Either way, their judgment is about them, not about you. Try taking those quirks out for a spin with someone you trust. One at a time if you need to. If you love talking about Star Wars, do it often and find others who appreciate your massive knowledge about that expansive universe. If you're obsessed with the many ways you can make avocado toast, share your inspirations with others. You can start with me, because I love avocado toast. If you have fully formed relationships and conversations with your houseplants, tell the world. Don't be ashamed of the things that make you weird, because they are the things that make you awesome. Number 2, this is a hard one. Stop caring what other people think. I know you're probably thinking, yeah, right, Trista, do you know me? Easier said than done, I know. But the truth is, they probably aren't even thinking about you. Don't believe me? Just ask any person you meet what they were thinking when they looked at you. You spend much more time worried about them thinking about you than they actually spend thinking about you. Don't take this personally, but while you are the star of your own story, you are merely a background character in theirs. Those people you're worried about are distracted by their own stress and life and weirdness and don't have time to think about yours. And as we said before, even when they are thinking about you, they're thinking about themselves. When you start to think about how someone else might be judging you, just repeat this to yourself. Their opinion of me is none of my business. It really helps a lot. Number 3, surround yourself with people who lift you up. Vanderveer Art Studio is one of those for me. When you're trying to embrace your inner weirdo, it can be helpful to surround yourself with people who support and encourage you. To be honest, that may not be the people that are supporting and encouraging you now. If you're a conformist like I was for so long, it's likely some of the people in your life are there because you conform and don't ruffle any feathers or rock any boats. At first, it may feel like your tribe is unsupportive, but if they really love you, they will love all parts of you, even the weird ones. And as you start to share your authentic self, you'll find the rest of your tribe who loves you for you and loves that you give them permission to love themselves just as they are too. Bonus points for starting the group yourself or joining an already existing group of weirdos just like you. Building confidence with affirmations. Once you've started embracing your weirdness, it's time to start building your confidence. These two things go hand in hand. One of the ways that has worked most effectively for me is positive affirmations and self-talk. Ta-da! It's not by accident that there's an affirmation card in our mail. This is a tool that you have probably heard before. If you spend any time on social media, you're probably seeing positive quotes and affirmations shared a lot. But don't dismiss the power of this tool just because you have heard it before. I knew about positive affirmations for a long time before I started using them. I always thought they were a waste of time because it seemed too simple. Just say something and then you believe it. Yeah, right. But then I learned that my brain thinks the way it does because I trained it to, and I could retrain it pretty easily by feeding it new data, like a computer. It's true that positive affirmations don't work if you say them once. It's also true that it feels a little cheesy to say them when you first start. But if you create a habit of feeding them into your brain, it will begin to believe them. And next thing you know, they are not positive affirmations. They are your beliefs. How about that? What if you could go from a current negative belief like I'm not worth anything and my life is hard to I'm priceless and everything is always working out for me? We'll be covering positive affirmations and self-talk in detail in the next chapter, but they're just one tool for building confidence, and they can be a powerful one. When combined with embracing your idiosyncrasies and loving yourself, flaws and all, They can help you unleash your confidence and embrace your awesomeness. So at the end of every chapter, because this is not a book to be read, it is a book to be done, there are some shenanigans and also some frequently asked questions. So this chapter has 3 shenanigans to choose from, and they allow you to own your weirdness, embrace your weird, and then we move on to the next chapter, which is to talk to yourself like you're awesome. So that is chapter 1 of Self-Love Shenanigans, The Awesome Journey to Unleashing Your Confidence. And it is the inspiration for this month's Mail Club Charm Divination Dispatch. So we have a postcard, which I did a watercolor abstract for the back, and then I finished it up in Canva. We have an affirmation card with an action that goes along with it to bring it into your life in a powerful way. We have a self-love scavenger hunt, and there will also be a digital self-love assessment available. And then this is the charm that inspired it all this month, the little heart hands. It's an 18-karat gold plated charm put on this card to get to you safely, with a meaning for the card on the back in case you want to use it for divination. So I have really enjoyed reading the first chapter. Do you have any questions about the book or the Mail Club? I want to make a comment that I'm very impressed. I read that aloud with hardly any mistakes. I mean, it's almost like I wrote it myself. Do I have any idea of how I want to develop the Mail Club in future months? I haven't thought too far ahead, mostly because as a new Mail Club runner, there are a lot of pieces to it, and I am learning as I go. I am always I'm always on the hunt for the charm of the month. And I will tell you about one month that I don't know when it's going to be, because I've already started March. So maybe April, maybe sometime over the summer. When I first started the Mail Club and wanted to incorporate my art, thank you so much, Patricia, for the follow. I appreciate it. I was thinking, well, what do I do that's art related now? Because Mail Clubs are all about supporting local artists. That's why they're so popular. And I'm not an artist. That's not what I'm about. So I said, well, I did do one kind of art, and it was rock painting. And I thought, well, that'd be pretty funny, trying to send rocks through the mail. Ha ha ha. But then when I was looking for some stuff for the Mail Club to organize myself, I found a way to potentially have one of the charms of the month be my own original rock painting. I mean, what do we think of that? Do we think this is a good idea? I don't mean, is it a good idea to send rocks through the mail? I've already heard the opinions of the people around me that it is not a good idea, but I think I can do it. I really do. Hey, Ladora, welcome. I really think it could work. I think I could do it. And what's funny is I had made a bunch of rocks. I have a front porch. I'm right on Main Street, and I would just sit out on my front porch and paint rocks as the cars would go by, and I enjoyed it so much. But then I didn't really have the capacity that I thought I would to hide them in the world. I really thought I'd be able to do that, and I didn't get a chance to do that. So I had a lot of rocks that I had accumulated, and for Halloween, I had a bucket of, candy, chocolate candy of all different kinds, and then I had painted rocks. And I thought, I'll give children an opportunity to take rocks or candy. Rock, candy, rock, candy, rock, candy. And do you know that most of the kids, given the choice, picked a rock instead of taking candy? I was flabbergasted about this. Flabbergasted. So one of the things that I love painting, you might have noticed from the charm mat in the background that I love dragonflies. It is the logo of the Destiny Charm Divination. You might see that if you look at my profile picture. And dragonflies are super important to me. And there's a way that I do dragonflies on rocks. And so now I have these little teeny rocks, like really small river rocks. And I have all of the stuff from when I did rock painting. And I have the dragonfly that I can do pretty, I won't say quickly, but like I know what I'm doing. I don't have to learn it like I am with watercolor, where I'm trying to figure out, the layers and how the paper interacts with the water. And who does watercolor here? Anybody? Because I want to tell you, it is not for the faint of heart. You've got to really trust. Talk about trust. And so I could just, put these beautiful dragonflies onto rocks with acrylic paint and then seal them. And then I could have that be the charm of the month. So this is what I am toying with. And it is challenging. And I also think it would be really like a great, 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 great payoff. Something I never quite figured out how to do well is the final piece, the acrylic top. Like sometimes it bubbles and, I just like, I have to work that out. But I really want to do that. So March is a very cool charm. Do we want to see March? Do we want to see April? Like, do we want to be, because we're on live and we're talking about mail clubs, do we want to see the stuff that's coming in the coming months? I mean, is that what we're doing right now? Okay, great. You don't have to ask me twice. Don't mind me. I'll be right back. Because I'm always on the lookout for charms now. I also happen to have the original painting that I did that turned into the postcard, so I thought I would show you that as well. You're currently the only one here. But at least I figured out what I was doing wrong. Oh my goodness. Like, right? I mean, I can't believe that I was dinged for that. Okay, so this is the postcard. This is the artwork that the postcard came from, the original watercolor. And I was trying to decide what to do with it. Here, I'll make it the same. While you are cooking, as the kids... Oh, you're cooking with me! Yay! Very nice. I love it. So this is the original. So some of it didn't fit. I had to kind of decide what part of the original I wanted, because I just used a piece of watercolor paper from a pad that I have, and I realized I should have cut it first, because then I had to, I had to like decide what to not have on here. So I think I did a pretty good job. Like this piece is not on it. This is only like it kind of cuts off here. But I think I did a good job. And actually, I'm noticing, like, these colors aren't quite exact. But I think it looks great. I love the colors of how it came out. But I think it's kind of cool to see, like, where it came from. Like, where the original art started and then turned into the postcard. I really like that. So that's for March. And one of the founding members will be winning a free copy of Self-Love Shenanigans signed by the author. I know. I'm not going to worry about it, because if I do, it'll just keep me up at night. And the founding member status is fun because it allows you to get additional perks. So in now that I'm doing more original art, when I can, it's going to be original piece of art. And I have a really fun idea that I hope works for February, which I'm not going to tell you what it is in case it doesn't work. But it's an extra that I'm planning to give just to the founding members. And so people who join the mail club during the live, you're by yourself. Okay, so this is the painting for March. Because this is the charm for March. It's another big one. And I love these because it's a stone in the back. So this one's onyx, but every one has a different stone. So each person will get a stone that is random. And it'll all have so it's the Tree of Life is the theme is the charm theme for March. March, right? Yeah. And then this is the postcard background, which I painted watercolor. Another abstract. So this will be March's. So I already have this in the works, and the reason is because these adorable little cards are like, these are playing cards or tarot card style, and they have, a specific way they make these. And I've tried to get them from other places, but the place that I get them from does great work, and they're very budget friendly. They're very affordable. And if you have a mail club, making sure that things are affordable is a #1 priority. That and making sure that you can mail it through the mail system, that's maybe a #1 priority. But making sure you keep the costs affordable is really important, because you set the price of the mail club. You want to keep it affordable for people. Not only that, if postage goes up, if cost of goods goes up, if anything goes up. Oh, I have a call now. She's calling me early. Hold on 1 second. I want to tell her I'll call her back. I can't talk right now. I'm on a live. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. I guess I will have to go in a moment, but let me just let her know so I don't have to go fast. Okay, well, I will make that work. Okay, so yeah, if price of things goes up, if anything changes with costs, right? Like all of a sudden postage goes up by $1. Like you just don't know what's going to happen, and you want to try and keep it so that you can still have it be affordable, and that you can have it be where it's not costing you money to do it, right? Because it has to make sense for people. So this place does great work. They're based in the US. They have so many amazing things going for them, with one caveat, which is they can't promise less than a 40-day turn time. And you can pay for Rush or Super Rush to cut the line, but then again, that goes into the cost of the mail. And so I'm trying to get ahead and doing months in advance. But this came really quick. I got these really fast. Like last month in January and December, I got the Charmformation card about a day before I was mailing everything out. Like they were just like nail biting early or late. So I was really, really happy to get these already, so I can have them in my hot little hands and show them to you instead of a color printed piece of paper that's, you know, a poor facsimile. But I love the charm. I just think it looks so good on the card. I love that the hearts are in the background, but really, really subtle. I think it just came out great. And these are part of the Charmformation family, but will never be in any deck. The Charmformation cards I have available right now on the TikTok shop are the Inner Wisdom and Intuition deck. And if you want to be part of the mail club, and because I do have to wrap up to return this call, if you want to be part of the mail club and you do that before the end of night tonight, before midnight, I will make you a founding member, and you will be able to receive all the perks our founding members receive. And this month, one of the perks, not the only perk, but one of the perks will be one of you, possibly two, it's all again about the cost of things, will get a free book, a free signed book. So I want to thank you all so much for being here. This has been super fun. Thank you for all the hearts. Thank you for listening about my wonderful mail club that I'm super passionate about. And if you haven't yet, give me a follow, because I do go live multiple times a week. And I think I'm going to be doing more excerpts out of this book this month, because it's the perfect way to celebrate self-love by talking about how we can grow it and grow our confidence. I love you all, and I wish you a really good night with tiny charms, big magic, and snail mail. Bye-bye.